Well, here we are yet again, another history lesson being filmed with a piece of history. Today it's the Sony DCR TRV 140, the second camera that I ever owned. Got it on Christmas Day in 2002. Still works pretty good, I might add. Today we're going to be talking about a few things related to ancient Greece. So before we begin, let's talk about the standards we're going to cover today. We're going to explain the significance of Greek mythology to the everyday life of people in the region, and how Greek literature continues to permeate our literature and language today. We're also going to be listening actively to spoken English in a range of social and academic contexts, as well as analyzing how writers and speakers use vocabulary and other language resources for specific purposes. Now, during this shutdown, there have been a number of events that have been delayed, movie releases that have been postponed, and sports seemingly shut down altogether. In fact, one of the bigger stories in the news was that the 2020 Summer Olympics have been postponed until the summer of 2021. Now, with all this time on my hands, that sort of got me thinking, how much do I really know about the Olympics? Well, I know they play a bunch of sports and people win medals, happens every few years or so, but I don't know who created the Olympics. When did they start the Olympics? Why do they even do them? All questions with answers, and we're going to find the answers together right now. The Olympics began as a part of religious festivals that were celebrated to honor Zeus, who, according to Greek mythology, was the ruler of all the gods. The earliest records we have of the Olympic Games come from 776 BC, but it is possible that the Games took place long before then. The Olympics began as a foot race, and later other events were added, such as wrestling, the long jump, javelin throwing, and discus. At some point around 393 AD, the Olympic Games stopped after the Romans conquered Greece and the quality of the games declined. They didn't happen again until over 1,000 years later, in 1896, when they were reintroduced to the world in Athens, Greece, in front of a crowd of 60,000 people. The Winter Olympics debuted in 1924, and since 1992, the Winter and Summer Olympics have happened on an alternating schedule every 2 years. Athletes from all around the world compete in a variety of sports to showcase their abilities in an effort to win medals. The 5 Olympic rings originally represented the 5 continents united in participation of the Games, and they now stand as a unifying symbol of countries and cultures represented from all around the world. It's gotta be tough to be an Olympic competitor. I wonder what some of those ancient Greek athletes might have eaten to keep their bodies fueled up. Let's find out. After my last video, I realized that I had inadvertently resurrected a web series that I did almost 10 years ago called In the Kitchen with Larry Price. So, in the tradition of In the Kitchen, let's play that old intro.
From a small town in California to cities all over the world, it's In the Kitchen with yours truly, Larry Price.
Welcome back to In the Kitchen with Larry Price. Now, as I told you in my last lesson, one of the best ways to immerse yourself in someone else's culture is to try their food. And we're going to do the same thing today with an ancient Greek recipe of pasteli. It's basically the ancient Greek version of a power bar. So here we go. If you'd like to try making this recipe along with me at home, you're going to need a few things. 1 1/3 cups of honey, 3 cups of white sesame seeds, and optionally 1 strip of a lemon peel, approximately 1/4 by 1 inch long. In a saucepan, bring the honey and lemon peel to a boil. All right, and here is the lemon peel. Going in. Add the sesame seeds, stirring continuously. My goodness, look at all those sesame seeds. When the seeds are fully mixed and the mixture has boiled again, remove the pan from the heat. Now it's very important that you get a piece of parchment paper and lay it on a tray or something. Now, you can optionally remove the lemon peel, but right now... Oh, there it is. I thought I might have a hard time finding it, but alas. Oh, darn it. I have found the lemon peel. And it is gone. Spread out the hot mixture thinly. Okay, so I'm going to spread this out thinly across this parchment paper. Now the goal is, you want it to be about 1/4 of an inch thick, they say. So I'm going to try and get it as even as I can, basically covering the whole thing. You can smell it, it's very, very fragrant. Get some of the stuff off my spatula here. Okay, that's pretty even, I guess. Now what we have to do is we're going to wait until the Pasteli cools to room temperature before we put it in the fridge to chill. Okay, well it looks like our Pasteli has cooled down to room temperature now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the fridge. So here we go. Time to cool down. Okay, it's been 2.5 hours. Let's take our Pasteli out of the fridge now. Here it is. Okay, so at this point, what we need to do is take a pair of kitchen shears or a knife. I'm kind of thinking that we're going to go with the knife and cut this up into pieces that we can actually eat. Like right here, maybe? And like right there. And see if I can't... Okay, well there's something that looks like a piece. Let's see if I can't... Boy, this is really tough to cut. Okay, so I have my pieces cut. David's going to come in and we're going to try this and see what we think of it here. So you take that one. Now you have to peel the parchment off. Alright, let's give it a shot. Here we go. Let's try this. What do you think?
It's pretty good.
Better than the Egyptian sweet cookies?
Well, I'll say the cookies are better.
Interesting. I would have said these are better, probably. Okay, that's it for the Pasteli. Now it's time for your favorite part of the video where you get to learn about language. So let's take a look at that good old-fashioned Greek alphabet. So as before, I am now going to try and write my name in the Greek alphabet. This is going to be a little bit different from when I tried to write it using hieroglyphs. Of course, as we recall, hieroglyphs are pictures that represent sounds and words. With the Greek alphabet, we actually have letters very similar to the English alphabet. So what I'm looking for now are Greek letters that represent sounds that are similar to the same sounds that are in my name in English. So here we go. Okay, so once again, my name, of course, is Larry. If you'd like to try and write your name along with me, check the video description for the link to the same alphabet that I'm using to write my name in Greek. One thing to remember is that I'm not looking for letters that look like the ones in my name. I'm looking for Greek letters that represent similar sounds. So the first sound in my name, even though it's spelled L-A-R-R-Y, the first sound is L for Larry. So I need to find something that represents L. And in this case, I see that the Greek letter lambda, which looks very close to an upside down V, represents the sound that I need. So the first letter I would write would be lambda. So the next sound I hear in my name is A. So I need to find something in the Greek alphabet that matches that sound. In this case, alpha is the A that I'm looking for. And it really looks just like a normal lowercase a, just sort of stylized, so something like that. Now, here's the tricky part. I have two R's in my name, but even though there's two R's, I really only have one R sound in my name, Larry. It's not Larry, it's one sound. So really, I only need to find one symbol that represents that sound. In this case, the Greek letter rho represents the R sound that I'm looking for. And funny enough, it actually looks like a lowercase p. So again, I don't need two of these because I'm only looking for the sounds that match the sounds in my name. So I'm gonna go ahead and not even worry about the other R. These both make one sound. Okay, I'm on the last sound of my name now, Larry. I need to find the Greek letter that says the sound E. And in this case, the Greek letter that gives me the E sound that I'm looking for is the letter iota, which, depending on how you write it, sort of has this little tail at the end that kind of makes it look like a lowercase j. Okay, there we are. My name, Larry, using the Greek alphabet. In English, 5 letters, L-A-R-R-Y. In Greek, only 4 letters needed. We have lambda, alpha, rho, and iota, which makes Larry. Okay, folks, that's going to do it for this week's history lesson. If you happen to try and make the Pasteli or to write your name using the Greek alphabet, I'd love to see some pictures of it. What I'd also like you to do is take a look at some of the sports that are played in the Olympics today. I'd like to know what sport you think you would enjoy watching the most and why. Send any emails with any of those activities you complete to lprice@chusd.org. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with you next week for a lesson in English language arts. Thank you very much. Goodbye.